Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is my co-host, the legend, Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
Hey, legend, huh? I'll take it. What up, Chris?
Yeah. Also joining us through Discord is the disembodied voice of our producer and my brother, Edgelord Big News Brian.
What's up, boys?
Hello. Oh my goodness. I am so glad to be here. It always feels like forever since the last show, even though we do it every week.
Every week.
Yeah, without fail. 115 weeks consecutively. Hell yeah to us.
That's a lot of weeks.
Yeah, we have a fun show. It's going to be a chill one. We got a couple of series missing, but, you know, we still got some fire, some heat stacked up. But before we get into it, let's get into plugs. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can I find you?
JD Cole _37 on Instagram as well.
Oh, yeah. Brian? Brian? Are you well?
Sorry, Lucas is being a lunatic right now.
Yeah, that is my dog, Lucas, being a lunatic.
Relax. You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me live streaming whenever I have the chance at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh, yeah. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, especially because we do a weekly, really good chapter of the week poll for our audience, where you guys get to decide on your favorite chapter of the week, and we will shout it out every episode. We got the one for this week, and there is no Black Clover, so we got some variants in the house. Very excited. So, yeah, who knows?
See what you did there.
Who knows?
Variant.
Oh, I mean, that wasn't intentional. Puns are exclusively accidental on this show, except for Josh's fantastic one a couple weeks ago. But I think that's it. Oh, follow us. Oh, subscribe, like, comment, all of the things. Comment your thoughts on this week's comics and manga. We'd love to hear them. Or if you have any suggestions, criticisms, anything you guys want to talk to us about, email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com. And we'll read them on the show. It'll be fun. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music. If you guys prefer the audio podcast variety, we're on all those platforms. So check us out wherever you listen to podcasts. And I believe that's it. Yeah. I guess we can move on to a thing we haven't done in a while. Let's get into one-shots. This is the segment where we just kind of shoot the shit of unrelated things that we don't usually talk about on the show. This week's topic, Loki premiered 2 weeks ago, and we watched both episodes. We're going to talk about them today, give our thoughts generally on what we thought, our impressions. For those who haven't seen it, this story revolves around the Loki that escaped during Avengers Endgame using the Space Stone, and he gets captured by this organization known as the TVA, which monitors all of time. And Loki is labeled a variant, in which he's, a stray fucking thing from a timeline that wasn't supposed to happen. So he's supposed to be disintegrated before he fucks up the timeline even more. But unfortunately, hijinks ensue, and he is actually recruited to find and track down a new variant that is supposedly himself. And that's a non-spoiler, I guess, summary. Before we get into spoilers, I don't know. General thoughts? I think it's all right. What do you? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm into it and I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like sucked in quite yet. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is about it, but I'm still like, wait and see.
You know, that's what I felt. That's what I felt about the show with the trailers and everything. Like, when I was watching the trailers and about Loki and stuff, I was like, this looks like it's gonna be kind of lame. And then I watched the first episode and I was hooked, just because of the style of it and like the way that like the performances were going off. Like Owen Wilson is a great character in it. His name is Morbius, but I'm just gonna call him Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Loki is a lot better than I thought he was gonna be. I'm just really excited to see where they're gonna go with this. The way that they're like pushing the story forward.
Yeah. Go for it, Josh.
Yeah. So I feel similar to Brian, where like I think I mentioned this last week, but this was the show that like when they first announced the 3 Disney Plus shows, this was the one that I was the least excited for. I thought it was gonna be just like mostly funny, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of comedy, and just after watching these 2 episodes, I can clearly see that this is arguably going to be the most important out of the 3, as far as setting the plate for what is going to come for the rest of the MCU, like the actual movie universe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, right off the bat, the way it starts from the scene in the movie, in Endgame. So it kind of, I guess more so than the other 2, it really feels like, oh, this is a continuation of what's going on, like almost like a sequel. But it's not fair to say that about this Loki, about the show, and not the other 2, because they're clearly, post Endgame.
Yeah.
It's cinematically great. The actors do a good. Loki and Owen Wilson, they're great. Owen Wilson has been amazing. He's for sure my favorite character.
Wow.
So far, he's really brought it, and they have good chemistry.
Yeah. I guess the general consensus is that this is enjoyable. Even though I'm personally a little like on the fence a little more, I'm still digging it a lot. Before we get into spoilers territory, I just wanted to give my thoughts. If you guys don't want any spoilers for Loki so far, there will be time codes in your description of wherever you're listening to this, so you can skip to wherever we review like whatever first series we take on. But from here on out,
we're about to you have to get into it.
Yeah,
series and everything.
You've been warned. This is the spoiler alert alarm. Yo, is that the Enchantress at the end of episode 2?
I don't even remember who the Enchantress is.
He hasn't shown up yet, I think.
Okay, so that's Loki.
That's what they say. I think they just like misconstrue it because it's an Asgardian, and Enchantress is an Asgardian.
Yeah, but is that really something that, like, I guess they could say that she is a variant Loki, but like she could be the Enchantress, like with a different name and everything, but she's just an alternate reality version of Loki.
Yeah, no, that's also true. She could be both. Well, I guess like to describe it a little bit more. At the end of episode 2, they finally run to the variant in the distant future. In what was it? It was some Midwest town, Ohio, I want to say. I could be wrong, but
I can't remember any at all because it's just supposed to be places that like apocalyptic events, so that way she can't gain the attention of the TVA, which is, I think that was really fucking interesting.
It's interesting
because it was like it like as a way to stay out of their radar, she would set up in places where that were about to be destroyed anyway, so affecting the timeline wouldn't affect anything in the long run.
Well, I mean, the specifically, I guess, to get into more detail, is that like her hideouts are essentially like these natural disasters that no matter what you do in those natural disasters, you can't fight nature, so nothing's going to change no matter what you do. So
yeah, Storm hasn't been introduced into the situation yet. So
exactly. So that
she'd probably be the only one.
Yeah, that timeline is essentially this storm, this hurricane that hits some kind of Midwest town, and we find her in this mart. And the thing that brings me to thinking that she's the Enchantress is because like while he's wandering around talking to her, because she basically transfers her I guess her essence into other people's bodies and controls them. He says like, "Oh, an enchantment," and I'm like, "Enchantress." I know it's you, and it also could be just like in an alternate universe, Loki is the Enchantress. So
yeah,
it could be both.
Sure, right? It could, and personally, I don't even think. I mean, at least as of right now, I don't think that it matters that much who that person really is. To me, what I think was a huge deal, and what this episode really confirmed was that the MCU was not like just another universe, part of this grand multiverse that's in the comics. They went out of the way to say, no, this is completely separate as it was. Mm-hmm. And by the end of this episode, when she set off them bombs, when she teleported them bombs away and set them off, I think what we were seeing was the creation
of the multiverse.
For if not the MCU, then it's merge within the grand universe of Marvel, including the comics.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, the MCU is a part of the Marvel multiverse because even the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is technically canon in that universe. But yeah, no, I know what you mean though, that the Marvel's like cinematic universe has been hinting a lot towards the multiverse. So this is just like could be another step into the direction. To get a little deeper on the narrative side of what happened, her big plan, and we don't know why, we don't know the motivations yet, but she set up these time bombs that the TVA used to kind of eradicate any traces that they leave behind whenever they go to investigate a time crime scene. So
yeah, and the time crime scenes are generally divergent paths off of the what do they call that timeline? The sacred timeline.
Yeah, the sacred timeline.
Yeah.
So those bombs are there to they monitor it by like there's this straight path, and any variation within these timelines is indicated as like this branching, just like branches in time. Whenever you go back in time and change something, it creates a whole new timeline. Dragon Ball Z rules essentially. It just like branches off, creates a new path, and those bombs just kind of like bring that curve down back to the regular time stream. They can't even investigate for very long when they're there, because the longer they're there, the more of a time branch they create. That's why they use these bombs. And for whatever reason, she sent these bombs into a bunch of seemingly random time periods, but I feel like, those are all deliberate to an extent.
There was also a bunch of like specific places, like she sent one to Asgard, one to Titan.
Yeah, she sent
one to Ego. Mm-hmm. She sent one back to around the time where, like, to New York, around the time that Captain America would have returned back to his own time.
Wait, when did they show this?
It's one of the things you have to see when you look really close at the exact destinations these things go. Like, when you see they're all like branching out, they show
the lines. Yeah.
They show like the places they're going and the times they're going. So if you like pause,
it happens so fast. Maybe I should have paused it and looked.
Yeah, a lot of people. I saw a screenshot myself on the internet, so it was just.
I watched a video that tried to explain like the possibility of what those locations, of why she chose those locations, but I doubt there's much rhyme or reason to it. Maybe. Aside from the more specific ones like Asgard and Ego and Titan. Like, aside from those, I feel like most of them could just be random as fuck, just to continuously mess up with the sacred timeline. Yeah. And to unfold it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It could be either or. I think it's... I have a feeling that it's more, the former, where it's... at least some of these have to have, like, a specific purpose. because otherwise, what's the point in specifying exactly where they go? I think I mean I'm interested in that. I thought that last few minutes where she sent all the time bombs away, that was like I was really gripped there, where I was like, whoa, because the way they like shot it and the way they edited it and they built it up, and you cut to the TVA and they're all watching like, whoa.
Yeah, they make it really feel as if like, nah, this is a big problem.
Yeah. But I'm into. I
Out
don't.
of hand.
One of the things that's cool about this is I don't know where it's going.
Me neither.
I have no idea how it ends. I don't know how they're gonna get to the Vote Loki suit thing that they got going on there. That's a cool little nod to the comics that they like included in the trailer, because that was like kind of a newer thing. I never read the story, but there was a storyline called Vote Loki where I guess he was running for office somewhere. So that's kind of cool. I don't know what the fuck this
I
can
would
possibly
fuck
do.
that.
I
It
think
did down Owen Wilson, man. I felt bad. I was
Yeah.
like, aw.
Oh,
Come
I
on,
just
bro.
think
You
it's
couldn't
really
follow him or
cool.
something?
oh, wow.
I think it's really cool the way that they're like they're trying to make it like the way that they're integrating new things into the series is like more creative. Like they're not just shoehorning in these people like out of nowhere, or throwing in these people like, oh wait, why weren't they here last time and shit like that, Like they're using events from prior situations and kind of bringing them in through that. You know what I mean? Like this whole, like, we don't know about the Enchantress if this Loki doesn't escape in Endgame. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like every action from the past has an effect on the future. So it just makes the world more. It just continues to develop the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you never forget the past, and it paves the way for the future. So
Yeah.
I really like the way they're going about this right now. It's really great.
Yeah, there's
It's
also
very rewarding for people who have, kept up
Yeah,
with
exactly.
what's going on.
people like
Exactly.
me. I don't know. I will say this also. I think on a thematic level, it's also kind of interesting, and Loki's kind of a perfect person to tackle the issue of like free will and just like how much
Being a god of mischief.
how much control you have over one's life, and Loki being like kind of an ascended figure, being a god and all, and coming to terms with the fact that the things that he's fought so hard for are being used as paperweights in some office, in some cosmic office.
Yeah.
And that scene where he like watches his entire life, his alternate life, continue without him, is also really good acting by Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki. I thought that was sick.
Yeah. Just watching his life, and then the way it, like, the film went out, it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's fun is that like he probably can't even see, like the actor can't even see that probably, like, because it's a hologram projection, so he has to like act through, like, not even seeing what he's seeing in the show. That's like an extra tier of pretty good acting, dude. I'm very into it. The one thing, I guess, like, I've been trying to think about what it is that's like holding me back from completely and like totally getting me into the series, and I think it's the fact that like they don't explain their system very well. Like I get it, I understand it, but it's like kind of more show don't tell type. It's like that rule where they just literally are for like moments at a time just explaining the rules to us through, and you think of like comic book, like manga, like World Trigger and stuff like that, where you learn their system and the rules of their universe that they set up in a more visual sense. And I guess that like when they get to that, it's kind of like boring because it's such a bureaucratic process anyway, where I'm just like, I get it, I guess, but that could have been done cooler. I don't know. But who am I? I guess that's like a small nitpick that, like, the more I'm talking about Loki, the more I'm enjoying it. And it really is just kind of about the ride and the mystery of it all.
I remember during an event that happened a few years back, it's super forgettable, the Infinity event they did, when they basically got a new Infinity watch, and
Wait.
nothing.
Oh, the other one where shit, where the Peter Quill was involved in Gamora and Gamora went evil.
Yeah, the Power
Oh, you're
Stone.
talking about the
yeah,
comic,
She
yeah.
got the sword.
I thought you were talking about
Thanos'
Hickman's
head off.
Infinity.
Huh?
I thought you were talking
no,
about...
no.
I was like,
Yeah,
whoa, chill.
No.
No.
So it was that Infinity, and the only story that I felt was really interesting was the one involved with Loki, where he was trying to, I guess, figure out why he always loses and to try to change that.
Yeah.
And it just this right now what's going on, like his this little character arc he's going on right now, where he's like really reflecting on himself. It's similar to that. So I like the vibe. It's like we're getting that without all the extra bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude, remember that pimp dude was like, yeah, I'm the guy with the Mind Stone, and that's that.
Pimp
now
dude?
I'm important. Oh well. You don't remember?
Wait, are you talking about
Yeah,
the MCU or the Infinity event? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I forgot which one you got.
So silly.
Yeah, no, they got all these
Isn't it?
tertiary characters to get like one of the stones, and one of them was the pimp. I forget his name though. It was a pimp named Slickback.
Yeah, that was his name.
Oh my
sure.
god! If they ever adapt that story, Cat Williams has to play whoever that guy is.
Uh-huh.
He's the man.
Yeah, with the Mind Stone.
But yeah, overall, I'm excited for Loki. I think we're gonna end up covering it every week. I mean, the episode drops the day before we usually record, which is Thursdays. So, I don't mind talking about it as it comes out. It's only for a couple weeks. But I do enjoy this series quite a bit. I guess like I was being a little nitpicky when I was thinking about it, but the more I talk about it with you guys, it makes me appreciate it a little bit more. You guys have any thoughts before we move on to the show proper?
Yeah, just that I'm sure as much as we don't know, I know one thing's for certain, that like this is going to be the reason there is a maddening multiverse for Doctor Strange to deal with.
Yeah. I mean,
and whatever Spider-Man's about to be about too. This is it right here, guys.
Yeah. I would like to think that it starts with Wanda just going back to go save fucking Vision and her pretend kids again.
Oh, that'd be so berserk.
And then, because she's going to be in that movie. So there's that. Loki's probably going to do some stuff with this time shit. And whatever Spider-Man's going through will probably be the result of what happens in Doctor Strange. I actually don't know which comes out first. But it'd be interesting to see how it all comes
I think
together.
Spider-Man's coming out before Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's sick. I'm very excited. I don't even know what this Spider-Man thing is going to be about, and that's pretty cool.
I had to unsubscribe from a lot of stuff on YouTube because, man, the spoilers are starting to get real intense, and I was just like, yo, I don't want anything to be confirmed. I don't want to keep seeing shit. I just want to get excited if I see something.
Totally agree. But I'm done here. Are you done here, Jim?
Yeah, Loki's dope. Yeah.
All right. That was our Loki talk. Let us know what you guys think in the comments of what you thought about Loki. Am I being too nitpicky about that one detail, or is there something?
No, I don't think it's not a big issue at all. But
you guys can also help me feel more validated in my feelings by commenting, and all that stuff. All the deal. And that's one shots. Let's get into the show proper. It's time to randomize. Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 152. Perfect preparation.
This was a really short chapter, right?
Or 151.5.
Technically, you might as well call it that. This is perfect preparation epilogue. We open up after the last couple issues.
Alternate title name?
Well, go for it. Live your truth.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, Mother. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good alternate title. Last we left off, Maki was...
Think about the name of that Eminem song. but it didn't come to my mind.
What was it?
So I thought about something. Man, I don't know. What if Eminem
which
song where he
ones?
was just talking about his mom? And
Oh, you
wanted
mean
to
the
kill
12
him?
of them? The 12 songs where he's just like, I hate my man.
So many of them. Yeah, all of yeah.
And you know what? There is one song that he came out with. I really like that, where he's just like, man, I guess I was wilding about my mom.
Yeah, that was in my bag.
I mean, you know, I don't take it back, but also, you know, she's getting older. It's getting sad. I feel bad. It's a good song. I really like it. It's like character
It was
development.
raw.
It was like character development for Eminem. But in any case, Maki is still in her Eminem mode, where she's just like backing up her mom. Her mom, like, she goes to see her mom. Her mom is terrified, like, whoa, why are you here? And she goes, back then, why did you tell me
Let's
to come
talk to
back?
her.
Yeah, this is a little weird, where she's like, back then, why did you tell me to come back? And her mom does
When did
like,
she tell her to come back?
before
Was that when she was walking to the chamber before her dad sliced her?
Yeah, I think right before that she was like, don't go in there. But she was like not specific about it. She was just like, come
It
back
didn't
here.
seem like she was doing it from a caring point of view.
Yeah, no.
I remember her just like scolding her, like, don't go. You don't belong there, you bastard child that I wish I never had.
You don't belong in there.
Something like that, you know.
Yeah,
One of those.
you all you know that there's no girls allowed in the workshop. And yeah, that was, I guess that's how I felt, but I guess he was trying to warn her. She's just like, what are you talking about? No, don't, as Maki approaches her, and the only thing we see is just like blood splattering the walls. We then cut over to Naoya, who surprisingly survived.
I told
What?
you he survived.
It's 2 times I had to eat my words, man. I thought that
I fucking told you
Conjuro?
guys.
Listen.
Conjuro was for sure dead. I thought page 1. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I wasn't like, he's for sure. I said, I think he's dead. And can I be blamed? His head was
for
caved
sure.
in. I mean,
Yes, you can.
he doesn't
Never doubt me again, bitch.
He doesn't look great here. He's not having a good time here. He's like crawling on his legs, like, she couldn't finish me off.
I'm a dead genius.
You know what's interesting? He was talking mad shit about her being ugly as fuck, and now he's ugly as
mad
fuck.
shit.
Well, not for
Bro,
long.
you got half a face.
Well, being ugly as fuck is going to be the least of his problems, because then, for some reason, Maki's mom pulls up with her throat slit, but she also has a knife. And Naoya's like, oh, what? And he's like, he's acting like he knows what time it is. And I'm like, why do you know that she's going to do what she's going to do?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. He says, give me a break. Maybe he just knew, like, damn, like, I always knew my mom would definitely try to catch me slipping one of these days for all that shit I put her through.
That's not her mom, though. That's not his
So
mom,
maybe that's not his mom?
No, that's Maki's mom.
Oh, shit. I don't know.
'Cause they're cousins.
That's interesting. I mean, Naoya is an asshole.
He sure is. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not a plethora of reasons to kill him, but
Yeah.
I'm very confused as to why she specifically does it, especially because I guess Maki slit her throat. Did she do it herself, or did Maki do it?
I don't think she did it herself because that knife looked very clean. What did she slash her throat and then pass her the knife and she said, "Go finish my light work."
Yeah,
bitch. Just made her flinch. You better fucking do it.
Can you make somebody flinch after you slit their throat already? It's just like, you already did the worst possible thing.
I don't know, man. I think
so
maybe she was gonna commit kitchen knife seppuku and then ran across Naoya and said, "You know what? I'm gonna use my last bit of strength for this."
It's like, you know what? My throat's already slit. I'm just gonna go deal with this piece of shit I always wanted to stab. So yeah, as Naoya was trying to get away, she just, I guess, falls on him, plunging the entire knife in his back. And she thinks to herself, as I guess in her last moments, where she thinks, I'm so glad I gave birth to you, as she's imagining herself on a field with Maki and Mai.
This is the time where you felt that?
Man, it would have been nice to hear that earlier.
Maybe she hates the Zenin clan too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she does.
She's like, we all deserve this. Like Itachi's parents, when they was like, yes, it's okay, Itachi.
You know what's funny? Yeah,
this is the right thing.
You know what? I remember that scene, and it was just like, it's more that they weren't like, this is the right thing, but they were like, we can't be mad. You caught us.
Yeah, you're right. That was more so what it was.
Just watch after your little
They're
brother.
like, they're like, we're still gonna go through with this. So Itachi, you're a splendid boy, and you're very talented. So we know you're gonna smoke us.
Good job, boy. You killed our entire
angry...
Attaboy. Attaboy. Slit my throat, son. I'm so proud of you. So, after that, Maki starts going down some stairs. She runs into the broom girl from Kyoto.
The broom girl. That is what she is going to forever be named until I have a reason to. She actually remember that little moment she had.
She had that one cool move where she was just like, I'll airbend you a fucking...
And your man broke it with his hand and said, bah!
It was drawn cool, though, and that's all that matters.
It was drawn cool. It was like a wind sight.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, Mike, I told you.
I told you not to go. And then Maki just like leaves Mai's body with her, and she's like, she's in your hands now. Broom Girl's like, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now, Maki? As Maki silently walks away. And the last page we get is just a blank page where it's explained that those from the Zenin clan that weren't there would soon die violent deaths. 6 members of the Hei and 21 members of the Kukuru unit. So, yeah, Maki went on to kill her entire family, top to bottom almost, except for, I guess, presumably Megumi. Days later...
Well, technically...
Yeah, no, I think she's cool with him. I think they'll be the last remaining Zenin. So days later,
he's not jacking me. They good.
Yo, imagine that. Imagine when Megumi hears, he's just like, whew. I'm lucky I grew up separate from these assholes.
Thank God.
Thanks, Dad. Wow, Dad really saved me by, I guess, dumping me off somewhere.
Speaking of dumping somebody off, she literally gave her twin sister's body and said, yeah, I guess bury her or something. I don't know. Figure it out. I got more work to do.
I got more slaughtering to do of my own family.
And she says that's why I told you not to go. You see, what she does, what's not written there is that she probably told her, like, what are you going to do when you get there? Suck and die? You're going there to commit any sacrifice?
Hey, bud, what's your plan?
Like people love you. That's probably what that was the conversation. She was like, you don't have to do this. You have people that love you. You can just chill and be low key and let us kind of handle
what's
the important stuff.
Is that we don't know the circumstances as to why Mai went.
Yes, because there was zero buildup, and it's like, what are we going to get it after the fact? For what?
I hope so. I mean, look, this chapter is short. And to close it out, we actually learned that the Gojo and the Kamo clans got together and proposed removing the Zenin clan from the big 3 families. But they're like, they're all dead. Do we need them around? Are they even relevant right now? And
let's sweep it under the rug.
Jujutsu headquarters is keeping their verdict on hold. So they didn't say yes quite yet. I guess they're, holding out their verdict until they see Megumi again or Maki. But yeah, this is a 9-page chapter, 10-page chapter actually. Almost like about less than half the length of a real chapter. If you're Jujutsu Kaisen fans, you know that Akutami has been sick recently, so Jump basically forced him to take a break. For about a month, depending on how he feels. He wrote to us recently, I know, they released a note that he sent to his readers, is that he's not super sick. He's just it's not anything like a chronic illness. It's just, he's been feeling ill, and Jump essentially said, all right, time out. You're out. You're taking a month off. So, he's taking a break for a while. He'll be back.
Yeah. Hopefully, we will not have to rename the series Hiatus Kaisen.
I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's been fairly consistent. It hasn't been coming out, it hasn't been on hiatus all that much. But I mean, honestly, and given the stuff with Kentaro Miura and all that stuff, I think like there's more of a conscious effort to protect the health of mangaka, as there should be. So,
protect our guy.
Yeah, and all this stuff, all this rushing is kind of, you can see is like due to the fact that he's taking this break off. He didn't even finish this chapter. I would like to think that instead of like this big text page, we were going to get more info, whether it's regards to what Maki did afterwards, or it probably was going to be exactly what this was, is that Maki goes off, a couple pages of her slaughtering other Zenin, and the two big families getting together
very easily.
Yeah, very, not even a problem styles.
But then each of these groups, one panel each.
Yeah.
Heads lopped off.
Yeah.
Bodies tossed, ravaged,
Yeah. But what is consistent though is that like Jujutsu Kaisen is in the most for as much as it explains a lot of the logic of its battle system, things that happened aren't like delved into all that much, so it's hard to keep track of what's happening sometimes in Jujutsu Kaisen. And this is no exception, because I have no idea what happened between Maki and her mom. I don't know what happened with Naoya and Maki's mom, all that stuff. It feels a little, like
we don't know what specifically happened.
Yeah, it feels like a page is missing.
We know generally what happened.
Yeah, we know what literally happened, but we don't know the context of certain things. So it's hard to kind of speculate what any of this really means. And I mean, unless you guys in the comments have stuff that you can inform us to, please do comment below, let us know, or email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com. I'd love to know if I missed anything personally. So let me know if you have any context that we haven't seen yet. But not a lot to talk about necessarily in this chapter. I can't wait for Jujutsu Kaisen to come back, though. It is a beloved series of mine, personally. I've been reading more into it again, like doing my second read-through. So, I wish all the health for Akutami. Do you guys have anything to say before we move on?
Nope.
All right, let's do it. It's time to randomize.
Rocket to punch!
One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1016. It's me, Otama. Last we left off, Luffy has just telepathically seemingly delivered a call to arms for his people who were just giving up hope after hearing that he was defeated. And the fight is continuing. We open this chapter at the Flower Capital, where all the citizens of Wano are celebrating, just chilling, having a great time. And we see Otama again. Oh man, it's bringing me memories back of the young Don Yasui. Rip. She's there with the swordsmith dude. And she's basically like, wow, there's a big fire here. And he explains that the fire festival is a time to mourn and celebrate those who have passed. And she asks, like, is that why the fires are so high? Maybe they'll reach Daddy. Maybe Daddy can see him. And he's like, yeah. Yes.
Nah, that motherfucker's dead.
There is no heaven, dummy. He's just like a dickhead atheist.
Little kid.
Little girl, you really believe this? It's so mean. It's like Bill Maher.
Shut the fuck up, kid.
Like if Bill
We
Maher.
we were created by monkeys.
Oh, so I guess you believe that there's a big man in the sky watching us.
Right, then he's chilling with your daddy.
I believe in Xenu.
Yeah. Scientology. So we cut back to the battle in Onigashima. The CP0 guys who have just been chilling this entire time.
No stress.
They have no problems right
Zero.
now. None.
Very pretentious.
Yeah. He's sitting there like, wow, none of the Straw Hats are losing, even though, they've lost a lot of their guys.
Sure. Interesting.
Isn't this crazy?
I'm a glittery vampire in the daytime.
I have one pitch black eye and a bowl hat. Aren't I interesting?
Polka dot scarf.
Yeah.
I think that might be Lucci, to be honest.
No, this guy? No, that's not Lucci. Lucci has shown his face by now.
Yeah, but you don't know that. You don't know that that's not Lucci behind that mask.
It's not a mask. That's his face.
You don't know that's his face.
Brian, that's his face. That's his...
I thought that
a
was
mask they could pull off.
No, it's his face. We've seen Lucci before already.
Yeah, we've seen him, but this could be his sneaky.
He's at the Reverie.
Yeah, but he could be really fast and just run over there to the bottom. You know
No,
what I mean?
I caught you. I went back into my One Piece Rolodex and I remember that he's actually at the Reverie.
Yo, somebody swinging a ball and chain.
Yes,
I was like, dang, these niggas is going in. I forgot there's a whole war going on.
Yeah. Okay, so basically he's like, there's another 5,000 soldiers out of the battle. But you know what? All the pleasures that are rebelling against King has turned to the other side. So I guess that makes that 7,000 versus 20,000.
You gotta say it with intense. He put it in bold.
Oh.
He said that turns 4,000 soldiers, making it 2,000, bro. He just turned
20,000 versus 7,000.
Yes, I can do math.
I'm so smart.
Statistics.
I work for the accounting in CP0. We get to see the little frog that Momonosuke uses to communicate with everybody has been left behind. And using that, the girl that controls all these things is like, and Momonosuke has fallen. So, they're pretty excited about that. They're like, yeah, he's dead. This child is dead. Let's reveal the news, I guess. Meanwhile, back on the same floor, Nami is reacting to the sudden Climatact talking. And as it turns out, as we predicted, Zeus has taken over the Climatact and now lives within it. Pretty cool. I'm not mad at that at all. He can even shapeshift within the staff, which freaks Nami out. It's kind of funny. She's like, ew, I don't want an annoying talking weapon. And Zeus's face is like, whoa.
You still feeling some type of way? I forgot.
Yeah, basically. So as they're running away, and they're noticing that that the Bao Huang lady is about to announce that Momonosuke has died, all of a sudden from behind, Ulti shows up and fucking rocks Usopp's shit.
Damn, right in the temple, dog. Straight headbutt. So he's taking a beat in this fucking.
Yeah, it's not a good time for Usopp, but when is it ever? When is it ever a good time?
For God, Usopp.
For God, Usopp. He takes a fucking wallop. Ulti is okay, which is wild to me. Brian was actually right when he predicted.
I told you. These guys are their main thing, their literal main thing is their resilience. That's literally what they're known
dinosaur
for.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Oh, we all know how resilient they were.
Right.
The ancient Zoans are known for their resiliency.
The
what?
What?
Dinosaur resilience.
I told you guys, these guys can tank and come back from
because of their
dinosaur resilience. Dude.
Hell fucking yeah. See, and I can take that. You was right.
I was right twice. Bitch.
This page one is nothing to fuck around with.
No, she's Ulti.
Her brother saw
she's Ulti. Page 1 is dead, for sure. I'm not accepting Page 1.
No, he's not dead. Page 1 isn't dead either.
His neck snapped.
Yeah, it's a 70-degree angle. I did the math. I did the.
Unless he
He's
can breathe out his
fine.
asshole.
He'll be fine. He's just knocked out for a bit.
Hmm.
If Ulti could survive literally looking like she got blown through her fucking stomach, Page
But
1
you
could
can
survive
see
getting
it's
punched in
fine.
the neck.
The thing
Like,
is,
our body's there. It's just ripped her clothes a little bit.
I see
Yeah,
how
I
that
know.
works.
Nice.
Though. Hell
That bitch from Tokyo.
yeah. I'll tell you this. I guess the reason that there's not a big gaping hole where her stomach should be is that I guess the lightning passed directly through her. Like I guess
And she's at size -2, so there's the extra wiggle room to dodge
no,
lasers.
for sure. It missed.
It grazed her.
It hit her waist, and because she has a perfect hourglass figure, it just grazed inside. It is funny. So she's tight because like her brother's dead, and she's like, "You'll pay for what you did to Pepe." And Nami comes in and smacks the shit out of her with Zeus, who can transform into different types of weapons. He makes himself into like this mace thing. It's kind of cool. I'm into it. Nami can, in theory, have any weapon she wants. It doesn't have to be a staff.
Interesting.
So yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I can fucking make it up to you, Nami." So Nami's getting ready to square up. Usopp throws a little green bullet on her. The green star Sargasso, which I guess creates a bunch of flowers on top of her, distracting her.
He karamed her.
Yeah, he karamed her from Yu Yu Hakusho. And in that moment, Nami unleashes Zeus, and she's like, "Zeus, you're here," and she's like, I'm not the same thing. Give me a new name, Nami. And she says, Fluff. And he completely ignores it and goes, I am the mighty Zeus.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
So, she fires him off, lightning blast, but Ulti dodges it. But it's not over yet because Zeus is a living fucking embodiment of lightning. He just turns around and chases after her like a homing bullet. And for real this time, takes down Ulti.
Yeah, she's fried, son. She's probably still alive, but I think she's out.
Yeah, no, she's got to be done now, for sure. She's out of the battle. Even Bao Huang is like, Lady Ulti just went down. First Page 1 and now her. 2 Toby Roper out of the fight. And everybody's like, what? 3 of the remaining 4 Toby Roper are like, the fuck? So someone pointed this out too, is that like that whoever's fighting these individual members of the Toby Roper are winning because these guys have reverted back to their human forms. So it's got to be that's got to count for something that they can't even take them down in their dinosaur forms. It's pretty cool. Usopp uses his devil green star thing to pick up Bao Huang, and Otama uses her as a loudspeaker, and that allows her to kind of complete the mission that they had initially, where it's to get Otama to where the pleasures and the other members of Kaido that she has under her ring, and get her to get them onto their side to increase their numbers even more. It's pretty cool. We then cut over to the next page as we see that Dragon Kaido is facing down his son Yamato, who is basically like, Straw Hat is dead, so you ought to give up. You think you can leave now? And Yamato.
Wait, his son or his daughter? That's it.
Yeah, he
That's
identifies.
a daughter, right?
Yeah, but he identifies as a he, and even Kaido,
Ooh.
as a good dad. No. I mean, I've done it
Is that
too.
what he said?
No, yeah, I've misgendered him as well because like you kind of forget. Sorry, guys, but yeah, no, Yamato goes by he, and Kaido even respects that. So he's not all bad. He respects pronouns. How Kaido's so weird.
Does he
and
say it?
interesting.
He says it like
He said
in
it
prior
like-
chapters.
Whenever he refers to Yamato, he refers to her as him. So he doesn't. I guess he doesn't do it in this chapter, but
But yeah,
in previous chapters.
I didn't know this.
even remember when
Cool.
remember when the concept of Yamato was first introduced? Kaido was like, "Look for my son Yamato."
Oh,
Progressive Kaido.
respectful guy.
Progressive Kaido.
Whoa.
Respect my pronouns.
Respect my child's pronoun.
I'm into it. Kaido's like such a interesting guy. I have no idea what his backstory is. He's not like some bwahaha villain. There's a lot of weird depth to him, even though I know nothing about him. I'm into it. But basically, to respond to Kaido, she's basically like, "Yes, I'm going out to sea with Luffy, and you can't stop me, but only after I've driven you out of Wano." And he's like, "Don't think I'm leaving here for anywhere else, Yamato. I'm here because it's Wano." And that was something we kind of came up to. Like,
I like Wano.
I came here for a reason. Yeah, it's samurai shit. It's my vibe, this shit.
This shit is dope, bro. I ain't going no fucking way.
So many swords.
That's how I think it. It's like, man, I done been around, and this is my destination.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm about to land this island right in the middle.
Yeah.
We're gonna be good. Money. Stop wilding, Yamato.
Yeah. And
Before I crack you in the head.
yeah, I mean,
boy Luffy. You ain't coming back from this one, son.
He basically says the same thing. It's just like, there's no way you could beat me. Now do as I say, Yamato, and be shogun of Wano. And he closes out the chapter by saying, "I refuse. I know I can't win, but Luffy is the man Kozuki Oden was waiting for. Until he returns, I'm going to hold you back." And they conquer his hockey clash as the chapter closes out.
They both have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess she's the child of Kaido. He's the
Yeah, no, it's okay.
child of Kaido. So, makes sense. And at this point, if they're going to have a new crew member that's supposed to be a combat person,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, I
That's
guess
fine.
confirmed for Straw Hat, because Luffy's not saying no to him, so...
It's looking like this. Emperor's hockey is like the new armament hockey, where like if you're the shit, you have it. The same way, like in like before the time skip and all of that, where like the real niggas had armament hockey. That was it. Like and they used it, and it was part of the combat. So it's fine if Emperor's hockey isn't super exclusive even to the pirate crew, but
Well, I think it still is to a degree. Like nobody, I besides Kaido and Yamato and Luffy, I don't know who has like Conqueror's hockey specifically. Like I know, like Kid
Zoro
has
maybe.
Yeah, except for Zoro probably has it.
Although you could also argue that instead of it being like maybe Emperor's hockey isn't the only way to hurt Kaido. That's just one of the ways. Maybe it was just like. Maybe it was the swords he was using or the technique. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
I'm just saying there's room for it to maybe not be Emperor's hockey.
Yeah, I mean, up to this point, we've only known Emperor's hockey to be, like that intimidating factor where you
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that hurts Kaido is that power weaponized. So, it is.
Oh, Shanks would give him the work, man.
I mean, they fought already, and to a standstill. Apparently, way before the time skip.
See, if he had 2 arms.
Yeah. Oh man, but that was One Piece. This chapter was fun. It was a little weird to see Ulti just stand up and be cool, but honestly, I am also kind of glad that Usopp and to a larger extent Nami got their chance to shine a little bit more. Nami technically had a fight, and. It was pretty. I guess it goes to show because it's so short because she's so fucking strong now. Zeus like buffs her up to a pretty astounding degree. So that's cool in and of itself.
Nami now has a fucking Yonko level attack at her side, which is nuts.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I like it. I like these kind of upgrades.
Yeah, I'd like to
for
see
characters like Nami. She doesn't have to be go through a combat training arc, and then things like this make a lot of sense. And also with Sanji, where it's like I feel like there's ways to give your characters development and give them an edge with fighting without having to dedicate so much time and make everybody put everybody under the same pigeonholing all your characters.
Right.
That's another thing that he does well too. He gives them enough here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more from Nami. That would be cool to get another cool fight from her, and especially from Usopp. I'm gonna need Usopp to show out this arc a little more.
Yeah, I need Usopp.
It's been a long time since Usopp's shown out for real. So
I want to see Nami really kick some ass, like navigating, like maybe getting through a storm using like Zeus, maybe after this arc or something. I think it would be dope to show kind of showcase her growth.
Yeah,
as in her effectiveness as in her role.
No,
as a Straw Hat member. I want to see that for all of them. I want Oda to kind of get a little bit back to that, to who they actually are, as one's. How. I mean, you could say that kind of we've seen that a little bit with Brooke. We're potentially seeing that with Nami getting Zeus, and the weather powers go hand in hand with her already.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see it showcased as her as a navigator. Brooke, his music literally heals souls and does all this extra shit.
Yeah.
So I can, you know what I'm saying? That's already spoken for. Frankie has the new robotic suits and upgraded to Sunny. So from the jump, his influence was there. Anyway, I could go on and on.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, there's a lot to go around. There's a lot of battles happening right now. Like Frankie's having an individual battle. Jinbei's having an individual battle.
Just the Rhino man.
Yeah. Triceratops, actually. He's also a dinosaur. He's a dinosaur fish man. I wonder if that, if you're a fish man with devil fruit powers, you're already really strong as a fish man, and Zoe and devil fruit powers bring up your power level to another degree. You get extra strong as a Zoan fruit user.
I don't think it's again, this is pure speculation. I don't think it's a multiplying factor or even additive factor.
It is.
Well, maybe it's additive. All right, I look at it. Are you sure? I look at it as just the Zoan creatures that they take the form of are just that strong. So with Sakaki. Is that his name? Sasaki. The fishman. The fishman. Yeah, right. I don't know why I remember his name.
Because we had that really cool moment with him and Denjiro.
Yeah, that actually was pretty lit. All right. So in that case, I just feel like the Zoan fruit just usurps his strength as a fishman, and it's not like, oh, you're a fishman, which means you scale higher than the average human anyway, meaning that him taking the Zoan fruit as opposed to a regular human is going to have more. So I think it just still levels out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And he gets the strength of the Zoan fruit.
Yeah, I mean,
while still having his technical fishman skill.
Yeah.
Water control probably.
Yeah.
And breathing underwater and all that stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a question that'll never be answered, which I'm fine with. But in any case, I mean, that's all I got to say about One Piece. Are you guys ready to move on? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm ready to move on. Oh, that was RGC.
Oh, your RGC. This is Josh's really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Alright, I am not mad.
Psych, it's also mine.
Certified RGC.
Okay.
Certified RGC.
I'm gonna say, this is a pretty big chapter.
Yeah, this is one I'll be honest, this is one I appreciated talking to you guys a little bit more. I wasn't wild about this chapter when I first read it. But you know what?
Same.
I was like, the more, we talked about it and the more we were getting into what was going on, the more I enjoyed it. And I'm like, you know what? This was the best chapter this week, I'm into it. But in any case, that was One Piece. It's time to randomize.
Oh, shit!
The X-Books. We have 3 today. We're going to start with Planet-Sized X-Men #1. And this whole issue is Flex Mania. These are the...
Flex Mania. All they know is stunt.
We might as well call them the Flexmen from now on. Because all they do is flex. I could do it too, dude. I could do it too.
I like that. Because there's still X in there, so it just
works.
It just comes out. Yeah, it just works.
This is how puns go, dude. Get on my level. They're the Flexmen.
Yeah. Clap for your brother, Brian.
Damn, Brian. Brian never supports me. Brian never supports my... He's still not clapping. Whatever, Brian. Whatever. Anyway.
I am clapping.
I can't
you don't hear
it.
Clapping?
No. I need to hear it.
I'm clapping literally right now. I guess the suppression sound for... Hold on. Let me turn this off real quick and see if it does. Wait, that's off. Wait, how come you can't hear the claps?
Because you're not clapping. It's fine.
I'm
anyway.
really clapping.
Okay, now I hear it. Now I hear it. Now I hear it. Thank you, Brian.
You see, same time.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. Anyway, so basically this chapter starts off with... there's a whole narration that basically is like the recipe for making a planet inhabitable. And
news to me. Well, not news, but, shit, I didn't know this.
Yeah. First of all, the first thing is that they need a lot of iron, and who best to bring a bunch of iron than Magneto skating in on a asteroid carrying a fucking chunk of iron. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that and I was like, all right, go ahead, Magneto. You're the man. I'm here for it.
Of it. I mean, like, this picture truly doesn't show the might of like how huge these objects that he's pulling.
Yeah.
I mean, these ships is arguably the size of, like, if not a city, probably like a state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's the smallest state? I don't know. It's probably the size of the smallest state. Brian, Google what's the smallest state in America? And that'll be
probably like
Rhode Island.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. An iron meteor the size of Rhode Island he's pulling. And he crash lands it onto Mars. And that's where they have Vulcan and Hope to kind of make it molten. Just compressing the molten.
Guess Vulcan with the firepower, and I guess Hope to kind of structure it and funnel it.
Well, she's like supercharging
she's a telepath,
it, right? No, I think she supercharges powers.
She's one of those.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't think Vulcan needed any help, but okay.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. Why not?
Yeah. So, they're just doing their thing with the molten iron. The next thing they do is that I forget what these guys are doing. They seem to be like creating water, I guess, with Proteus there. He essentially creates a fucking ocean of water. And that
was Iceman that creates the sheets of ice that's going to turn into water after the.
Oh, that was Iceman?
And it heats up.
I thought that it was Proteus, no?
I think for walking.
Oh no, he makes the ice. You're right. Yeah, Proteus looks kind of similar to Frostman.
Yeah, they both have that same silhouette. Silver Surfer. That could have been Silver Surfer too.
Yeah, could have been anybody.
Shit.
We then cut to 4 days ago, where Magneto is approaching Iska about how the Iraqi people can't seem to stop waking up and choosing violence.
Yes. Very well said.
It's like, yeah, no. So we heard that you guys went to Japan and tried to enslave a master whiskey distiller. The fuck?
And occupied the city.
Yeah.
Claimed it as, like, I don't know. I forget what he called it.
Yeah, no, she says.
We declared sovereignty over Chichibu in Saitama, Japan.
And
I'm dead.
And she's like, oh, you speak of humans as though they should concern me. And Magneto's like, look, man, I don't like him either, but this is a lot. We're trying to...
Trust me. I was not their biggest fan.
Yeah, I'm Mr. A Lot. So I would... If I'm freaking out about it a little bit. So basically, it's like, hey, look, instead of war, can we just like work on another solution? And it's because like if we are of this world, we will leave our mark on it. So if they die, they die. Think I care? And I guess Magneto goes back to some of the council members, and they're listening to the Hellfire trading company as we know it, with Emma and Kitty and Sebastian Shaw, who's still in a wheelchair and his eye.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean they really kept him there.
Nice look.
Cool look. I'm not mad. So yeah, they're basically talking about like, man, these humans are giving us a problem. They blew up the factory that we had in the Savage Land. There's a bunch of fucking laws that are preventing us from doing our thing. And Magneto's like, hey guys, I'm working on it. I'm working on an overall solution. Just give me the Mercury and I'll figure it out. 2 days ago, we get a scene with Captain America and Cyclops, who are met at the old school that the X-Men used to inhabit. And
yeah, right. I like how Cyclops calls him out on it immediately. Like,
he's like, man,
yeah, bro,
really, bro?
You trying to make some type of point or something, Steve?
Steve. And Steve's like, no, I just brought my cool motorcycle here because I wanted to see the place again.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so he basically brings up the point to Cyclops. He's like, hey, so crazy thing. The landmass of Krakoa has increased by 500%, and everybody's freaking out around the world about it. The fuck? And Cyclops is like, yeah, I know it looks kind of crazy. Steve is like, I won't ask how it happened. I just need to know if it's permanent. Cyclops is like, I don't know, man. Ask me in a couple days. Are you coming to the gala? We could talk then. And Steve's like, I wasn't going to go, but I guess I got to go now. So he hops on his cool motorbike and rides away. Back, I guess, into his own series. So one day ago, Magneto is now talking to the council. He's like, Earth is our home, but it is also our past. The future of mutantdom was always up there. But after our inheritance from the tournament in another world, we must make tomorrow happen today. So he basically is asking the Krakoan Council for permission for what he's about to enact. And he's like, he gets the okay, basically, and he goes off. We then cut to the next morning where he's gathered all the mutants that he's wanted. We get a little reference to Way of X. Remember when Magneto asked him for help on this little project he's working on? Turns out this is the one. He gets his elite squad of Omega level mutants to help him colonize the Mars. And Quentin Quire is like, hey, I love this line. He's like, look, I'm absolutely horny for this flex, but are we shorthanded? I mean, you sure this is enough to accomplish this? Do we need Powerhouse? Powerhouse is
the kid that can make anything happen.
And
do all of this for us.
Yeah, Magneto takes a wrench, turns it into Franklin Richards. Like, bah! That we no need of more pretenders. The boy is no family of ours. And I'm like, damn, you guys turned real quick, huh? No loyalty. But he's like, you know what? We do have another option. So he goes over to King Jamie, who also has reality warping powers. So,
Ooh, not before stopping in Mercator.
In where?
Mercator. One of the areas in Otherworld.
Oh.
Where there is a lot of theories. Well, just the central theory that Mr. M is there.
Oh.
Absalom Mercator. He played a major role during the like right after the mutants lost all their powers. Like there was like an arc where they were like he basically comes. He powers people up. I guess similar to Hope and similar to the dude with the long blonde hair, the jerk from Sword.
Oh, yeah. Fabian Cortez, right?
Yeah, he can amplify other people's powers, but he's also like a beast himself. Like he can amplify himself, and he's so super strong. Yeah, he's dude. They had him listed on the Omega Mutant page too. They just didn't know where he was at. I think Magneto coming here kind of confirms, and maybe he was turned away. He's definitely gonna play a role eventually. They're saving him for something. But like.
Yeah. Is that what this top panel is? I didn't even know. I didn't even peep that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was really It was really subtle. But this had already been like kind of thought. It's like when X of Swords came around and they started talking about the different areas.
Yeah.
And how the place was called Mercator, which is or Mercator, I think you pronounce it like that, and that is his name, Epsilon Mercator. So it was just like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I think it was just a little too subtle for me. I was like, what?
If you ever get a chance, you should really check out that story. Like, just YouTube his name, and you could probably catch a video about it.
Will do. So, yeah, the issue continues on. King Jamie is recruited, and hours ago, Magneto pulls up to Arakko. And he arrives at the Great Ring, which is basically the Arakan equivalent of the council round table. And we get introduced to a couple of new mutants from the Arakko side. Laktuka, the Knower, Sobunar, the Depths of the Depths, and Zelo, first defender of this broken land. It's a long name. This man is literally a catepillar. Yeah. And Magneto's basically
dignified though.
Yeah. Oh man.
A regal catepillar.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. He's just like, yes, bring me my cocoon. Yes. So basically, Magneto recruits these 3 mutants as well. They arrive on Arabia Terra, which is I guess is a territory on Mars. This is pretty funny. I guess some Krakoan folks behind it are like, what an absolute unit to the fish guy, who is basically just like they're watching him make this contract upon the land, and he creates the ocean on Mars. I guess he ties himself to the planet and is like, this is Mars now, and I got you water. You have life now. Storm comes through and creates a storm, and where there's a storm, there's an atmosphere. She destroys the Explorer in her, I guess, pursuits, I guess. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm bugging. I think, like, when he creates an ocean, it destroys the Explorer, which is pretty fucked, I guess. So, yeah, Storm creates weather on Mars, and Zelo creates life. He just...
It irrigates the land and kind of like... He, like, jumpstarts evolution.
Yeah, I made it oversimplified,
like,
but yes, that's exactly what he does. He basically makes himself into evolution pasta, and and he just like envelops the entire land, creating bacteria and fungus and elements and oxygen. It's so wild, this guy's power. So they get everything's done basically on Mars. So they get back to Earth and they reroute the external gate to, I guess, go to Mars essentially. And their plan is to basically suck the entirety of Arakko through the external gate and just plop it onto Mars. So they do so. And you know what? It's a big chance to take, because if they fuck up, then it could be quite embarrassing for them.
watching, I guess like there is the possibility that they could have launched Arako like through the planet, destroying it. You know what I'm saying? Like after, which would have been horrific. Actually, the Earth might have actually like been destroyed.
Yeah, they really took a gamble on literally everyone on Earth's life just to create a separate home for Arako. But luckily for everyone, it works out. Arako lands, like, just plops directly onto the ocean area on Mars, and yeah, it's done. Arako now lives on Mars. So, you know, the X-Men give themselves a big whoo!
Fucking planet looks so happy.
Wait, what? Oh, the fish guy?
No. Him too, but the planet. You know, the.
Oh yeah, the Arako.
This sister, Arako, yeah.
Arako itself is like,
Very content.
It's kind of cute. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you ever seen it, but there was this like Pixar short in like right before one of the movies where it was a volcano, and these volcanoes have faces. It kind of reminds me of that, where they're like a nice island smile, and the fish smile is also nice too. I imagine he sounds like Kermit. Kermit's like, "Nah, the ocean of my blood roars. The ocean of my blood roars."
That's crazy that he did that from his body. That's pretty wild.
Yo, wasn't that wild, guys? I made an ocean, yay! So yeah, I mean, everything's good. They fucking create Arako on Mars. They transform Lake Hellas into a place where people can go. There's a diplomatic ring, basically, where people can just come and visit, and you know that's they specifically call it the Lake Hellas diplomatic ring, is where the Sol system hopes to end wars before they begin. So it's basically an area for everybody from different worlds can just pull up on Arako and just kind of like have peace talks, you know, if there's any problems. Diplomats that come through will receive full protections of their station while at Lake Hellas, but travel beyond its borders, and they will be subject to the Araki law, which I feel will be a thing that happens to somebody. Like somebody out in space is gonna fuck around and go to Arako and see what's really going on, because these guys are merciless. But yeah, I mean, it's wild. The regal catepillar also creates statues of Genesis and Apocalypse. Our boy, if he could see this now, man, this is actually kind of sweet. My heart's a little touched. I'm like, oh, I miss Apocalypse too a little bit, even though he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, he put on though. I feel like he redeemed himself. He did what he had to do, and he wasn't being selfish about it.
Yeah, he was.
Hickman did a good job with Apocalypse.
Yeah, even though we like ragged on him a lot for being schwoffed.
Oh yeah, he had his moments, man. He had his moments.
It's fine.
You know, on a, I don't want to go too far off track, but I was watching Shrek, I guess 4 yesterday.
I never seen Shrek.
And
it's the only movie Shrek I haven't seen.
It's funny. It's decent.
I heard it's good.
But basically, he's with a bunch of other ogres, and he's not the tough guy. You know, he's kind of like
funny.
Soft.
That's funny.
And yeah, so I thought it reminded me of Apocalypse. Like when he went back to Arako, he's like not this. You know, on Earth, he's like this super incredible badass, but on Arako, everyone's like, man, we fight wars every day.
That's really funny.
Whole wars every day.
It's funny. Imagine Hickman watched Shrek 4 and he's like, oh my god, I have my idea for the X-Men now. What if Apocalypse was Shrek?
Speaking of ideas, this is a really wild. I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but this is a really wild picture.
Is it the Quentin Quire stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Quentin Quire is working on some shit. He's working on some defense, as Jean Grey puts it, where he's getting stuff downloaded into his brain, like schematics for, you know, I guess a defense system for Arako, And this is crazy. Okay, so we get, first of all, this really cool full-page splash of an idea literally being implanted into Quentin Quire's brain.
No, it's a Monarch's brain.
Oh, yeah. I guess, like, it comes through Quentin, but it goes to Monarch. Like, they channel it into him. And Monarch, it's basically, you know, you see this little sword substation being created, and the whole purpose of this is to download all the schematics into Monarch so he could just create it using his reality warping powers. Unfortunately, he uses the grossest possible way to do so, where he's literally pregnant with a sword station, and it's kind of, he's like, oh shit.
Oh shit!
And he's like, oh god, it's coming. And everybody's like, what the fuck, man? And the sword station just like fucking impales through his stomach, and he grows a sword station out of his belly, and Jean Grey propels it into the stars. So
Make this shit up.
yeah, I mean,
Well, I guess you can, but we can't.
I mean, we can't. This was,
Is-
I like to think this is exclusively Hickman's idea, and Jared Duggan, who actually wrote this issue, was like, all right, man, you're the boss.
I'm going with it. Sure.
I mean, hey, man, you told me to. It is what it is. So, yeah, and they now have a second sword station to orbit Mars and protect it. Jeez Louise. That's pretty wild. So, yeah, the job's done, basically. And before they go, Jamie leaves them with one more gift. He calls it Prometheus. And I guess it's just like literally a parking lot for the rest of the galaxy if they ever wanted to touch down. But they're only allowed to touch down there. They can't land their ships anywhere else, is from what
Yeah. Iraqi people are gonna probably like rob them and kill them.
Yeah, just violate and be
Pillage
dicks.
and plunder.
Yeah. So yeah, they plant a gate, I guess on Mars, and one on Krakoa, linking them for real, and they go through it, and blam, there you go. They arrive at planet Araco, formerly Mars. This was cool. I really enjoyed it. We even get a map of Mars, of like new Araco planet. It doesn't mean much to us now, but I feel like it will later. But in any case, we get like little glimpses across, I guess, like America of people reacting to what just fucking happened. So, this is a pretty big scale thing. I can't imagine what's going to come of this. There's 2 sword stations, both of them controlled by mutants, essentially. Yeah, man, there's a lot going on here. A lot to dissect. I also, side note, art is gorgeous. Pepe Larraz does it again. He's one of the fucking best. I always love it when he pulls up on an issue. He always does the thing. But yeah, this was a big old flex, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't have much else to say. I can't wait to see what really comes of this. Do you have any thoughts, Josh, before we move on? Nah? I think you...
I guess not.
Yeah.
Not.
It's cool. This is what we have to say. That's all I
Yeah.
guess.
It was dope. I want to see, what this. I really hope this has a larger role in the plot than just saying, okay, this is where we're dumping the Iraqi people.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure this is going to be like
Yeah,
a side thing for Sword in the coming issues. Seeing as how it's a literal sword station involved. So I'm very interested. Moving on, our second X book of the week is New Mutants number 19. They also start off here, but this is the first, I guess, New Mutants issue of the Gala arc. And it's basically mostly focused on Warlock, which is cool. For one thing, I guess, like off the bat, I like how he's drawn here. He's very cartoonish compared to everybody else, and it's fun to look at sometimes. A couple of important things happen, I guess, in terms of the overall plot here. The first of which is Moonstar approaches Ron after kind of just leaving her on red, essentially, going off to help Jean out to separate from her brother. And, they're talking about it, and she's like, yeah, you kind of missed it, but it basically, X Factor found out that, like, my son's probably alive, but, that's where their trail ends, so they can't really investigate further, because they're strictly beholden to mutants they know are dead. They're not allowed to really, like, look into missing mutants who are still alive. They're only around to confirm statuses, so the resurrection protocols could be put into effect and get the queue moving a little further. So, yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do there. So, thanks for nothing. And then she walks away, and Moonstar's like, I will make it up to you. I promise.
Moonstar's been doing a lot for everybody, man.
Yeah, no. There's a scene where Magic and Jean encounter this, like, smarmy douchebag, and they pound him. They totally pound him.
They do. They pound him.
Yeah. And we get a little
GG no re.
Yeah, GG no re. Let me get the right drop for that.
We call that easy money GG.
So basically, we get a little bit of a character moment between Warlock, and Warlock's just feeling lonely because Doug Friend is off with his wife, and he's ignoring the bro. So he's just he's like, ever since he met that girl, he's been different, man. And Warpath is, explaining, it's like, hey man, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes people move on, but there are a lot of people who love you, and Doug Friend still loves you. So, just go up to him. He's busy. He's got a life now. He's got a wife that came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. He's suddenly married, and that's a thing that happened. So, go up to him. And, he does it. He learns his lesson. And, they have a good time together. They get snacks. It's kind of cute. Meanwhile, Shadow King is narrating over this whole thing. And he's basically talking to Gabby.
Yeah.
Who's basically explaining that it was a long one. I don't exactly get the point of this, where he's just like, I guess the crux of this is that, like, he sees Gabby is getting in his way by trying to convince these mutant kids not to further experiment with their powers and all that stuff, and he's just out here trying to teach them how to get ready for the real world, and all that stuff. So, I will not have you poisoning them against me before I can teach them what I know. So goodbye, Gabrielle Kinney. And we cut to later on Mars, where the new mutant seems to have already made themselves comfortable. They're already chilling up there, having some hijinks with Warpath's clothes. I guess his clothes are weird for some reason. And, they all share a toast. All that stuff. We cut over to X-23 as she's looking for her sister. This cat pulls up instead. And gives her this letter. It looks like it was written by Gabrielle before she went. And in between, we get these little splices of the kids, like No Girl and the Water Boy and the brain in a jar guy walking through the woods. And they discover in the bushes that Gabrielle Kinney has been murdered. I'm like, damn, Shadow King.
He did a lot. And I think she's going to be more... See, this is the thing. Now that she's been killed, like, are they going to revive her? She's a clone.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. That's a good question, because they tend not to make exceptions for clones, as we've seen with in Hellions with Madeline. That's an interesting thing. I wonder. I hope they do. That'd be shitty. if this child just dies. But I don't know. I mean, this is one of the issues of New Mutants that I was like, I'm into it. I feel better while I was talking about it, but I'm almost barely invested. You know, it's just we brought up the issue before. I guess is that like we're not familiar with these folks. You know, we're not like
yeah, it's tough.
It's hard to get really invested, but you know what? For better for worse, I am a little bit closer. I feel than before. I'm remembering more names and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when you said Warpath, I was like, okay.
All right.
Ah, so that is Warpath.
Yeah,
right.
Warpath is the big guy. I know Magic because she's everywhere.
No Magic. Danny Moonshaw, the mama of the team. The
Danny
princess,
Moonshaw.
basically. I know. Rain.
Ron,
No, that's her
Rain.
son.
No,
That's her
Rain is
name?
the girl. Rain is
Okay.
Wolfsbane.
Yeah, and she's a traitorous wolf bitch.
Yeah, that is true.
She set Laura up to die.
She did.
I hope she feels bad about it.
I hope she does too. I hope she feels relatively bad about it.
I hope her son dubs her shit when she sees her. He's like, yo, I don't want nothing to do with you, Mom. Bye.
These are all things I also hope. But yeah, I mean, we're getting there, I guess, with it took a long time. This is 19 issues where I was almost like,
Has it been 19 issues?
yeah, this was
Wow.
the 19th one. So yeah, I don't know how I feel okay about it, but I'm still not totally invested. But in any case, I guess we should move on to our last X book, X-Corp number 2, or 2 milligrams.
2 milligrams.
Okay, so this is kind of just like fresh start, second issue already because we're in the middle of an event. This is the X-Corp's adventures in the Gala. Recently, they did this weird publicity stunt with their headquarters where they sunned a dude at the races in Brazil. And now I guess they're dealing with the repercussions as every, I guess, bigger guy in Krakoa is calling them like, why'd you do that? For some reason. I don't understand. I don't really get the...
Yeah, I must have missed
I thought
the
it was...
point of what happened.
Yeah, because she didn't do anything. She just like flew the thing over to pick up Angel.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess they flexed, but it's like, what? Y'all mad that we flexed before y'all flexed? Like, come on.
Yeah,
that's what Xavier said. Y'all played
Yes.
your hand too early,
Yeah, you flexed too hard, too early.
and it's like, bro, he blew up our labs. We had to show that we wasn't scared.
You flexed
And
too
then we
hard,
still had
too
some
early.
shit.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go back to colonizing Mars to make a point. So yeah, I guess they're just gonna, chill at the Gala. We get the Madroxes. We finally get an explanation as to why they're just working here. They just do shit for Krakoa. Work in the labs, cater parties. They're utilitarian. I guess they're very utilitarian. I guess I don't think that's the right word, but I'm using it wrong. You know what I mean. I guess Trinary is like checking out cameras and stuff, vibing in the back, and the Hellfire Gala has a meeting schedule for the gala. Thunderbird. Now I remember who Thunderbird is. She's the Shi'ar lady, right? No, am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. I'm bugging out. Neil's a dude. Neil's a dude's name anyway. Oh no, Neil's a guy. I'm bugging. Thunderbird reminds me of that the Shi'ar lady, but her name is Deathbird, I guess. They're gonna meet up with Thunderbird, Sunspot, Black Priestess, Sarah St. John of Nobilis Pharmaceuticals, and
Ooh.
and finally Mastermind.
Oh, who is she?
She's the only human that they're gonna meet with, because
Oh, okay.
the purpose of this meeting is to create the board of directors in X-Corp. So they're just fishing for people to be on their board. So Neil's, I guess, interview goes off more easily than everybody else. Sunspot is like, yeah, I want a part of your board, and I have a lot of money. You should have me on your board. And they're like, you already paid us a bunch of money. And he's like, I have more money. And that's his argument.
Yeah, alien money. What
Yeah.
you know about that?
What you know about alien money? Madrox,
Alien rats.
Meanwhile, Madrox and Trinary are both like, are they trying to replace us on the board? And Madrox gets in to kind of like get into more information, I guess. There's this whole beef with these two guys I've never heard of. I guess they're like the kids of von Strucker, and they're Nazis apparently, but they're also mutants.
Whoa.
They're Nazi mutants, which feels weird. But yeah, we don't like them, and that's they're also there for meetings to meet with
Monet definitely doesn't like them, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. She has Quentin basically bullying them. It's like, I guess. So they have this whole beef with them. The Noblesse Chemicals girl pulls up to one of the mutant Nazis and is like, hey, I'm supposed to have a meeting with the mutant Nazis? And the mutant Nazis are like, oh yeah, you're just in time for our meeting. And that immediately turns off Monet, and Angel is like, oh, she's meeting with these mutant Nazis? I'm not into it.
Yeah, this she must be some lame bitch. Like,
yeah.
So shady.
I hope she doesn't come into more prominence later, I guess, and become a primary antagonist for the series. I hope that doesn't happen. But anyway, they meet up with Mastermind, who doesn't have mushrooms growing out of his head this week. And he does. He tries to get on the board, and he does all this like showmanship and stuff. It's like, don't you actually make the drugs? Like, don't you actually design the drugs? Isn't that a big deal? But
Mastermind's the dude with the mushrooms on his head?
Am I wrong? There's another guy, right? Nemesis. I'm bugging. Okay, Dr. Nemesis. Sorry, all these like evil scientist types kind of blend together after a while. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Mastermind is the dude from Hellions, actually. I just remember that. He's trying to get on the board, and he's like, hey, you know what? I could be your image guy. You know? I think every company needs an image guy. And they're like, I don't know. But that's when, I guess, Madrox pulls up and is like, listen, man, we're kind of worried about our jobs. So, you know, I guess there's that. One of the von Strucker kids pulls up to the X-Corp headquarters and tries to jack shit up, but Monet comes in just in time and beats the shit out of her.
Shut that shit down.
Yeah, she's like, you're weak. You're nothing. And I'm like, damn, why'd you invite them? You didn't I guess because they're mutants and they could just pull up, but
yeah, to the gate.
You know.
Okay.
So yeah, at the end of it all, it's revealed that this Noblesse pharmaceutical lady joins forces with the mutant Nazis, and they're like, all right, you whack anyway. So later. And, you know, there's some weird politicking going on between the two. I don't really understand this beef at all. It's kind of hard to really follow. But I guess they're the direct mutant competition to X-Corp. And that's why they have beef, is that they're trying to cut into X-Corp's territory. So, yeah, they beat the guys up. It turns out that Mastermind has been hiding the fact that Angel has been Archangel this whole time. All right. And that, I guess, Mastermind earns his way onto the board of directors, and that's the end of the issue. Yeah, I mean, I'm not very high on this. I think it's just kind of, I was mostly bored by it. I guess I'm not really here on X-Corp yet, which is a shame because I was kind of excited about it up top. I thought the premise is interesting, even though, you know, it's just more mutants doing mutant things, like bad things that humans do, because now they're trying to be their own country and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you kind of hope that they don't follow the same practices as the greedy humans.
I'm sure they will,
right?
And that's the point of this. But I mean, I don't mind that so much. I'm fine with it as long as it's kind of like entertaining-ish. But I'm not invested yet. And by this point, a lot of like really good X books get you kind of pulled in pretty immediately. Like I remember Sword from the jump was pretty awesome. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just not in yet, and maybe that'll change. I feel like I felt the same about Hellions, where Hellions wasn't exactly grabbing me, and now it's one of my favorites of the X book that I look forward to. So, oh, Josh, I think you're muted.
My bad. It's only book 2, but
Yeah.
you know, you'd kind of think that, damn, like I'm supposed to be hooked in, like off the first few chapters, like they're
At
supposed
least
to be the
kinda.
most important ones. But you know, it's kind of like Sword, where it's getting hit by an event as soon as it started.
Mm-hmm.
Although this was an X-Men event, not like a huge Marvel-wide, you know, comic-wide event. So it's not like it was coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It seems really integrated into the Gala. It makes sense since they're, you know, looking at it from a corporate side.
Yeah.
And this is an uppity event. It's not like we're gonna stop reading it.
Oh no,
We kept reading Excalibur.
Hey, I mean that's our cross to bear. You know, we're reading all of these,
That's how it crossed the bear.
so you don't have to. But I don't know. Let us know what you. I don't know. I feel like. Does anybody out there like X-Corp? Like find it exceptional? Because I'm not sold yet. But in any case, I guess that's all I got to say about it. You want to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go. Oh, my mouse died. Okay, there you go. Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 67, and it is the audience decided really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Surprise, surprise, you guys.
Surprise, motherfucker.
It's pretty cool. If you guys want to vote on your favorite really good chapter of the week, you can follow us on Twitter, and we post the poll every week. And you can let your voice be heard. Undead Unluck this week won, so let's get into it. Last we left off, Shen was just defeated by Feng. Oh, no, opposite way around. Feng was just defeated by Shen, and now they got to deal with the UMA known as Summer. They were basically revealed conveniently how to defeat Summer. The purpose is to, just blast all of the cores at the bottom of its body at the exact same time. Otherwise, they won't be able to destroy it. So, everybody kind of comes together. Their powers come into effect. The plan goes as follows. Andy gets kissed by Fuko on the cheek, so his unluck gets amplified at some point. So basically the plan is to first neutralize Summer's mouth by having Shen drop the power pole that he has into the Summer's mouth and stopping it that way, expanding it in its mouth. And it's kind of wild. It's like, wow, that was fast. So basically they now have to try and get the unmovable kid over to a vantage point where it can see the Summer's entire body. For whatever reason, okay, my bad. I'm now understanding what happened a little bit. So, because I was a little confused as to why the Summer just curls around like that. But it's because they commanded to bend, and they use the
pole.
Yeah, no, they use the pole. Just like kind of keeps its mouth kind of like stopped or whatever. They use untruth to make it do the opposite of what it wants to do, which is bend after receiving the command of bend. Because if you see in this little panel here, I guess Mui shouts out bend, and it doesn't want to bend, but because she uses untruth, he does the opposite of what he wants to do and bends anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and in that moment, Unmove Kid, it stops it in its tracks, and now it's just frozen, suspended in air. Andy comes in and spreads his blood all over the bottom cores of Summer, and it turns out he can impart unluck onto his blood as well. So, there's that, I guess. And finally, to finish it off, Tatiana comes through and uses her untouchable to simultaneously destroy all of the cores from, I guess the center, the eye of the weird spiral that Summer has formed itself in. And we get this little moment where Shen is carrying Feng, and he's like, sorry, I have to ask him one question. But do you remember that time where we were at the fireworks festival? We all stood at on the rooftop and watched the fireworks, and I thought that must be what families are like. So tell me, what were you thinking back then? And Feng goes, you fool. I never once thought of any one of you as my family. And turns out we see Mui uses untruth on him, so he's actually saying the opposite of what he wanted to, of the real answer. So basically he's saying, I did consider you family. And Zombie Shen sheds a tear, and he says, I see. I guess that's the truth from the untruth. As we end on a 2-page spread with Shen watching the fireworks with his newfound family.
And Summer defeated.
Yes.
Presumably.
Yes, I imagine this is when you burst into flames, you're defeated. But
touch a moment with Shen and the Master Fang. It was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a cute little moment.
It wasn't super cheesy. It was believable. It wasn't like him becoming a decent person at the end or nothing like that. It was just that those feelings were there. He just put his own thirsty conquest ahead of that.
Yeah, exactly. I like this chapter quite a bit. I can see why it won RGC this week.
Same. I can understand why.
Undead Unluck has been doing its thing lately. It's been winning. I'm glad it's finding its little audience here and there. I believe the first volume is physically released here in America now, so I guess more people are coming onto it and reading it and all that stuff. So good for Undead Unluck. This is a good little chapter. I appreciated it very much, and a good end to the arc. You ready to move on, Josh? Yee, it's time to... Oh boy, my mouse is fucking up.
It's tweaking.
It's tweaking. All right, here we go.
I hope he turns his sword into some guns.
My Hero Academia.
MBH.
By Brian Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 316. Your turn. Last we left off, All For One did some shiesty shit and blew up Nagant. Very mean. And
very villainy.
Quite villainous. And luckily Hawks was around the area, so he caught her in midair, but his wings are not complete yet. They're still healing. They're not nearly good enough to fly yet. So he's kind of plummeting. Deku saves him with Black Whip real fast. Pretty cool. And he explains to Hawks what happened. And Hawks uses this opportunity right now to just kind of just try to get some answers out of her. He's like, All For One must have sweet talked you into this. I know that you're not. I know you're better than this. You're a fucking hero, damn it. And Lady Nagant comes to and thinks to herself, my replacement. I bet you done some shitty things. So why do you still have that glimmer in your eye? How are you people still so... And she just kind of breaks immediately. Is like, within 2 months, I was supposed to bring the target to a mansion in the Hybori woods. And they land. As they land, she explains it's not just me. There are other people looking for Deku right now. So tell me, Mr. Replacement, my soul couldn't take it anymore. So how do you have that look in your eye? And Hawks is like, well, I wasn't alone in this. And what can I say? I'm optimistic to a fault. This is interesting. A nice little parallel to draw between two people who had a kind of a similar upbringing.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Yeah. Endeavor pulls up with Chisaki, and Chisaki's like, no, this wasn't the deal. You weren't supposed to get caught. Take me to the boss! And, yeah, and Deku just looks at him like kind of pitiful. Like, and he's like, Chisaki, do you remember everything you did to Eri? Also, he interrupts him by going like, shut up, you diseased maggot! I'm talking to her! I'm like, damn, Chisaki. But, yeah, he's like, you want to say sorry, do you? If you're willing to redirect the same energy you are to your boss, I'll honor your deal in Lady Nagant's place. And All Might pulls up in his car. The car's fine. He's just like, oh my god, are you guys okay? But, you know, they call for a medic, and Deku's like, all for one. And they track down the mansion in the Hyboria Woods where All for One is supposed to be hiding. It's Deku, Endeavor, and Best Jeanist who pull up to the mansion. So Deku sees this as his chance. It's like, right now, All for One and Shigaraki are still incapable of stealing One for All from me because, you know, they're still presumed to be pretty weak and unable to do anything. But they arrive at the mansion, and the mansion is fucking empty.
Smelling like a trap.
Yeah. An immediate hologram pulls up and is like, did you enjoy your
Bro, he still has the cape and all of that.
Yeah.
And the hood.
Hey, he picked it up.
Yeah, he sure did. Probably didn't wash it or nothing either.
I mean, he didn't have time. They just went
Probably
straight
didn't
to the
even pat it
Hyboria.
down. Just put it right back on him and said, all right.
They went directly to the mansion, you know? What are you going to do?
When Lady Nagant shot at his articles of clothing, the bullets were made from her flesh.
Hair.
Hair?
Yes.
Yeah, but somebody else's bodily parts. Right.
No, her hair. She, like...
What I'm trying to say is that the stuff is really dirty, okay? That is essentially what I'm getting to. I'm trying to prove a point
Wait,
here.
you're trying to say that Lady Nagant doesn't wash her hair?
I don't think she was washing her hair, son. And even if she does, she definitely got mad sweaty from the rain and all that effort.
I'm very
You're
confused.
just
What's
hating
the
on
point?
this outfit. This is still a really cool outfit. I ain't hating on it.
Oh,
His book bag is about to rip open from the bottom. His Gran Torino cape doesn't even, like, it barely goes past his shoulders. Like, it's so lame. I'm sorry. I'm not, I'm tired of rehash it. I guess it looks dark and edgy, so that has its merits.
Looks pretty cute.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes to that mask. It's fucking serious, man. No more games.
What, you want him to be all happy-go-lucky during this?
Yes!
Dude, he has a job to do, motherfucker!
Yeah, now he does.
Yeah, he's not gonna walk around and be villains' friends. He's in the middle of something right now. He had to leave all of his friends.
Well, he
You think
did it
he's
a
Yeah,
little
gonna
bit.
but I would have
about
liked to
that?
see this in maybe 2 more years or so.
Yeah, well, guess what? Real life comes real quick for the next symbol.
For Midoriya and his dirty ass. I see. He hasn't seen a shower in weeks, bro. Can't tell me nothing different.
I don't know why that's a bad thing. Like, this is like in all this
It's
time.
a bad thing for the
with-
villains.
No, it's
That gotta
not.
be next
Well, yes,
to him.
it is.
And he's a
but it's
close
like-
combat fighter. Lord have mercy on him.
That's why they're really
like,
defeated.
think about it. Like, he doesn't. What time does he have to have the luxury to take care of himself and to take care of his fucking outfit? You think he's
I
gonna
bet
walk
that's
into Urban
Genius has the
Outfitters and be like,
time.
"Oh, I need a nicer cape," you know? He doesn't have
Best
resources.
Genius is the number 3 hero.
Yeah, but Best Genius can't be supporting a vigilante technically.
He can't make an outfit for Midoriya, bro.
No.
He can't
not
at
his
least
job.
add some length to that cape. Or take
Well,
Randy's
to be
not
fair,
his
something.
job.
hey, to
dude.
be fair, he can't create fabric. He can only control it.
Well,
So
he
you
needs
gotta-
to rearrange Midoriya shit. At least clean it. At least make it shiny.
We can't have this debate again.
The number 3 hero. It's not his job to be fucking sprucing up people's fucking costumes.
I would do that for y'all. If that was me in his shoes. I would never wear that shit that he wears. But I would definitely do that favor for y'all. I'm just putting that out there.
Well, you're a good friend. We can't have this debate anymore. This is an inconsequential detail in an overall more serious story. In any case, All For One pulls up on the TV and starts taunting Midoriya.
In a suit and ventilator mask. Man, this guy is something else.
I mean, he is...
Head.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he always looks fresh. I'll give him that. So basically like, I didn't force her. She wanted to do this. But you know how it is. He's really fucking going ham. He's like, people go on about the quirks preaching the merits of individualism, but ours is a regimented society under tight control where the wrong sort of individuality gets you ostracized.
I guess.
Yeah, he's like, democracy, socialism, it doesn't matter. There are no exceptions because the root of this predates the concept of human society altogether. Yeesh. So basically he's like, can you guess who was on my mind the entire time I was in jail? You. All might no longer interest me. I've moved forward from that great, useless oaf. Now.
Yeah, he's old news.
Now, it's your turn. And the mansion fucking explodes. Jeez Louise.
So, have any of you guys ever watched Jimmy Neutron? The TV show, not just the movie?
I'd like to see where this goes. Yeah. Yes, I've seen both things.
So, you know what All For One looks like? The lima bean monster from one of the episodes.
Damn.
Oh my fucking god, I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh my god, Josh, that was such a...
I just had that random thought.
I'll tell you what, man.
Like this thing with the Yu-Gi-Oh monster with the summoning skull. I forgot who it was that looked like that, but that shit was funny.
Holy shit.
Oh, it was spoiled or something like that, I think.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Hey, Josh,
my God.
I would like to give you a genuine and sincere congratulations on the deepest pull. The hardest reference.
Oh my god. No.
Dude, that is
By
so
the way,
fucking funny.
Some machine action in that one.
Damn, dude.
It's Brian's RGC.
I forgot all about that fucking lima bean, and man, you should be commended for remembering that. Oh my god.
Bro.
It looks like the lima bean monster. Especially this end photo where his smile is like, eh.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the fuck? Bro, you look all fucked up, son. You need to find a quirk that fixes your face ASAP, son. I can't take him seriously.
You need to find the plastic surgery quirk ASAP. Oh my goodness. I mean, that
you know
made
when you
my day.
squeeze a stress ball?
Yeah.
And like before it comes back out, it's like scrunched? Yeah. I could do this for days, man. That nigga looks crazy.
This is like a 5-year-old stress ball where like the indents are starting to show. You know, like you can
Sure, lumpy.
That's so fucking funny, man. The lima bean. Okay, so that was the chapter, I guess.
This is my RGC, by the way.
Oh, yeah, this is Brian's really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
That was the panel that made me think of that. I was like, wow, this looks derpy as hell.
I'll tell you what, I also like this chapter quite a bit. This last few pages were also, like, in all seriousness, pretty good.
It's been a while since my hero has gotten my RGC, so...
What?
It hasn't been that long.
Been a couple weeks.
That doesn't sound accurate. I'm not saying you're lying. It just doesn't sound accurate.
It's true. Look at the past few episodes.
I'll say this, Brian.
It hasn't been my My Hero in a while.
It hasn't been My Hero in 2 weeks, and it's never been more than 2 weeks.
Whoa.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. Do you
You don't
remember
know
when
that. I know that.
I think you chose Jujutsu Kaisen last week.
Jujutsu Kaisen won the past 2 weeks, I think.
Mm.
And I think One Piece probably won before that. I think. I'm not sure, though.
All right. Okay.
Anyway.
I will go
So,
back and check for next week.
Let me go ahead and talk about what I really liked about the chapter. So, real quick, the thing that really sold me for this chapter was the final pages. It was the last 4 pages. And the reason why is because it reminded us who the fuck All for One was. You know? This is a generational ultimate evil man, you know? Like, this dude has been around for hundreds of years, right?
Yeah.
No, not
old
hundreds of
AF.
years, but at least more than 100 years he's been around.
Multiple generations.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's fought, like, the best that Hero Society has offered several fucking times. So, like, and at this point, he's seen every trick in the fucking book, right? He's even probably created a couple tricks in the fucking book for evil.
Yeah, some shiesty tricks.
So like, this was him kind of flexing just because he could. This is probably not going to take down any heroes just because
Plot.
Deku's there.
Because we can't have Endeavor and Best Genius just die right now.
But
Right?
it's like,
And I hope none of the other heroes die either. That'd be really corny if, oh no, now Kamui Woods is dead.
Damn, I can't handle it. I would be kind of genuinely sad if Kamui Woods went before he
Or
got
the
to do.
boomerang ninja guy.
Yeah, what was his name? Ed Shot. Mount Lady's here too. I'm like, damn, didn't you take the monster of all beatings last arc? Damn, she healed up
I
fast.
guess she's alright, yeah.
but this also shows that he's not a sentimental villain. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't hold special connections with rivals. Even though All Might was a dude that probably put up the biggest fight out of any hero possibly ever could before him, like, he's still like, oh, you're the next dude. So I've fought in so many other fucking dudes. You're just the next guy.
Yeah.
And then after
Damn,
you, if I win,
on you.
there's gonna be another guy after that. So it's like, it's just interesting, you know? Like, and it's also him mocking All Might too at the same time in the last page.
Hey, he did drop
with
some heat.
Your next thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a good passive aggressive dig from when All Might was like, "Your turn." Yeah. I thought this was cool. It is cool to see, all for one do shit. We thought he was kind of like out because he's a lima bean man now. So how much could he do? But I guess he's still out here doing shit. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I did appreciate the kind of suspense from the last couple chapters, pages. The stuff with Nagant was cool. I like that little moment with Hawks and Nagant, and Nagant giving up the information as her kind of last act of defiance. It was nice. There's a lot to like about this chapter. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm glad that My Hero isn't one of the series that's just off next week, because I think we're down 2 next week. So we'll
JJ and what's the other one?
One Piece is
One Piece
off next week. Yeah, that's a blow. That's a blow.
Also, it looks like
maybe we could
he
talk
has
about
his
Solo
own-
Level.
Yeah.
Looks like he has his own League of Villains too. Like he gathered a couple.
Well, yeah, he
people
broke
to-
out like 100
Yeah, he had a
people.
little squad. He's like, yeah, I ain't put all my eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I have a
He's
bunch
like, I knew you might have beat her. That's why I lured you here and blew y'all motherfuckers up.
Hey, look,
Say goodbye to Mount Lady.
I'm pretty excited about that because that opens up the possibility of individual fights that we've been longing for in all of our series.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of possibility. Can't wait to see the schoolmates. I've accepted that, we're going to see them in some type of action.
Yeah,
Looking forward to
I
it.
can't imagine they're just out. I know that they're probably going to come in like, you don't have to do this by yourself, Deku. You got friends.
Deku.
Deku.
I'm still just confused, like what he's planning to do with fucking Overhaul. Like I'm still I'm still racking my brain why he's reintroducing him in this way specifically.
Maybe he'll get his
Like-
arms back when he talks to Eri, and then he'll be a good guy.
Yeah, but why? Why? He's still a fucking piece of shit. Like, why would they want him to be a person on their side? Like,
Well, Brian, here's a counter question. Why do they want Choso on their side? Why do they want Crocodile on that side in that one arc? It is a shonen
but-
trope that one
But
villain
Chris, there's
must
a
turn
difference.
over to the good side for one arc at least.
And
Chris,
he has such an awesome power. Like,
But
why not?
But his acts are kind of irredeemable, in my opinion. He eradicated and put together a little girl and basically tortured her for an extreme amount of time.
I'm not saying it's
Like,
going to
this
happen.
dude is not a redeemable character.
Look, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It is kind
He
of
doesn't
wild.
have to be brought out of jail, but he
Yeah.
could support for an arc in a fight, and then be like, "Yeah, I'm out back to jail, but I'm atoning for my sins."
Yeah.
Overhaul.
Overhaul.
They need to make up for that lame ass overall arc. I need him to actually do something and be lit.
Yeah.
Listen,
And not
all
just
I'm
be a
saying is
psychopath.
it should not be easier for Endeavor to have a redemption arc than for fucking it shouldn't be harder for Endeavor to get a redemption arc than Overhaul to have one.
Well, I'm not
it
saying
should
that's
be
what's gonna happen.
phenomenally harder for Overhaul.
It's obviously
Like,
just
this shouldn't be
conjecture,
a
Brian.
easy. Oh, you said sorry. Here, I'm gonna fix your arms, and now you can do cool shit with your cool ass quirk. Like that's just stupid. Like why?
I don't think that's what's going to happen immediately. I think that I definitely don't think they're like chomping at the bit to get Overhaul's arms back. They're not out here like, you know what, we could use him. We don't know that yet. I just threw that out there as a possibility. I don't think that's going to happen. Or at least not like right now. I think there probably is going to be a little bit of development on his end before they do anything with him. So, I don't know. My Hero Academia is in a very unpredictable place right now. I can't tell you what's going to happen.
It's been in an unpredictable place for a while.
That's what I said. I it's hard to predict. So I'm leaving all my conjecture on the table. I really don't know. It's hard to. There's not a lot of hints. Even the most I can say is that the kids will probably come through at some point and become little vigilantes of their own to help Deku. And Overhaul may get his arms back, maybe down the road. But who knows? I mean,
I don't know.
I like this.
They have to
chapter.
be really careful with how they go about that because I don't necessarily like Overhaul is the part of the series right now, like at this moment, where I'm feeling a little iffy about it because the way that he's reintroducing him and the way that he's having him around and shit, I just don't understand like why. What's the point at this moment, at least?
Well, it's not like
So-
he's unrepentant. Like it's not like he's repenting either. He's not apologizing to nobody. So,
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Only to his
like
boss.
why?
only to
I'm
his
just like
boss.
why? Why are you here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's all my thoughts on My Hero. This was a good chapter. I did enjoy it. If One Piece wasn't there, it'd probably be my RGC as well, just because of the last few pages. But are you guys ready to close this bitch out?
Wait,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a question actually.
What's your
Why didn't
question?
they just have fucking Giganto lady just fucking kick the mansion down and then just pick up whoever's in there?
Because this is
Maybe they had
Deku's fight.
hostages.
This is Deku's fight, and he's the only one destined to defeat All for One. You have a lot of questions for your favorite series this week, Brian, despite giving it the RGC.
I just really like the ending.
Mm-hmm.
This is a classic My Hero ending as opposed to the last
I
chapter.
guess. I don't know. Anyway, let's close this bitch out. Thank you guys for listening to our show. You could find us at the Chris Espinal, at JD Cole _37, at B.ESP. Follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram as well. We do the weekly Really Good Chapter of the Week poll. Let your voice be heard. Email us at Did I do the email? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't know.
In case I didn't, email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything else you want to talk to us about. We're there. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like, share, comment what you thought about this week's stuff. We're all ears on that. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, wherever you listen to audio podcasts. We are also on there. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. I think that's it. All right. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next week, New Jump citizens.
Peace.